You ready to go, Taylor? All right. So one of the lower scoring games this year, but got the first win for conference play. How does that feel to have the open up conference play with the W?
I mean, it feels great. They didn't have a Porter, so the game was a little bit more different. But we're gonna see him again on their floor, so we're gonna try to get another win.
How do you explain the offensive struggles tonight? It seemed to be all up and down the lineup.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have games like that. We pretty much won it on our defense. Like 5 for 22 from 3. That usually doesn't happen with us. But there's gonna be games like that. So you always got to find a way to win.
You mentioned defense. You had a block. Durr had a nice looking block there. That's certainly going to make a highlight on the Twitter feed or whatever. But C.J. Kelly, the guard, getting 2 blocks. I mean, what does that say for you guys as a defensive identity? And will he have something to say about that later?
I mean, we pride ourselves on defense, but C.J. Kelly, he always gets blocks in practice. So, to see it go in the game, it's not really a surprise, but it's great to see.
Darius was clutch, especially down the stretch there in that last minute or so. Just talk about what you're seeing from him.
I mean, he's playing great right now, setting a lot of us up. He only had 2 assists, but the way he was playing, you wouldn't have even known. He set us all up for basket opportunities, and him going 6 for 6 from the free throw line was huge.
Yeah, you mentioned free throws right there at the end when you needed it. It was a tight game. He came through.
Exactly. We needed that heavily, so the game's a lot easier when you make free throws. So.
When you mentioned ebb of the flows of the game, something else that happened a little different, you guys didn't get to the free throw line quite as much. Is that just something that kind of fell in with the way it was playing? Was it something about, not that it was a poorly called game, but is something different about the game was called? What kind of happened there to get you guys to the line less?
I'm not really sure. I guess, we weren't really begging for calls anyways, so we just play. If refs are, the refs did a great job, I think. They kept it consistent throughout the whole game. And, different refs are going to call games differently. You just got to adjust.
How important is depth on this team? Any given night, any number of guys can put up points.
That's very important. It makes us a lot more dangerous because teams can't really lock in on one player because we have so many weapons. So that attributes to how good we are.
Taylor, you've been having double-digit attempts back-to-back games now. Is that something you're going to try to continue despite whether they're falling or not? Are you just going to keep, getting those reps in?
I'm going to just take what the offense gives me. Just try to stay aggressive and try not to force too much. But the double-digit attempts, I guess, is just coming with what the offense gives me.
Going back to the depth real quick, Taylor, CJ had that weird fall and he was clutching his wrist a bit there, and then Brandon came in and scored some points, had the big dunk right off the bat after that. Yeah. But is that the example? Is that the best example of depth that you see tonight, or is there something else that you saw? And kind of as an aside to that, is CJ okay with his wrist?
Yeah, I think CJ will be all right. But yeah, that's definitely one of the main things that show that we have depth. But also Lahat, coming in and hitting that 15-foot jump shot, and that gave us a huge lift as well. So it's another, reason we have good depth.
What's different about conference play?
It's definitely a lot more tough. But, this is only the first game, so I need still a couple more games to, kind of feel it out.
But yeah, a lot more tough. we got the road trip coming up here. The next 2 games pretty tough. In particular, Houston, which I think tonight's ranked number 3rd in the nation. Mm-hmm. What's kind of been? Has there been any talk about that at practice yet? I know, Coach tries to have you guys focus on one game at a time, but you see something like that on the horizon. What is the feeling on that with the guys right now?
Getting a win there would definitely mean a little bit more, just because they're ranked number 3. And it's on New Year's Eve, so that would be a great win. But, we're going to prepare for them like we prepare for any other game. We never take anyone lightly, so we're just going to, try and go in there and get a win.
What is it going to take to go in there and upset a third-ranked team?
Just concentration and defense, for sure. And we have to do better offensively because they're a really good defensive team as well. So, just listening to what Coach tells us in practice and locking in on that and just executing on the road.
Do you think the road contests you've had, especially at Ole Miss, prepare you for what will be a hostile environment? And again, conference play, it's going to be tough.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely I definitely feel like that did prepare us, but this is probably going to be even crazier because it is conference play, and yeah, I mean, it's Houston, number 3 in the nation, so it's definitely going to be a crazy atmosphere to be in.
What was it like for you to play at Ole Miss? Just that road environment, true road environment.
It was kind of crazy because, like, I don't know, it's like different when like the whole crowd is against you, and like it actually kind of makes it kind of a little bit more fun because, like, I don't know, it's like you're going at instead of going at the team you're playing against, you're going against everybody. So that makes it a little bit more fun.
You mentioned the offense is something you'd have to uplift before the next game, but looking at the stat light there, you know, in your mind in practice the next couple of days before you take the trip, what do you think coach is going to hit on in practice next?
Definitely like us getting up more shots. That's really all you can do to improve your numbers. Just getting reps in practice.
Do you feel like your shot choices, like it seemed like you had good shot choices, do you feel like it was contested or did the ball just not drop tonight?
I feel like it just didn't drop because I feel like I take pretty good shots. I feel like the most contested one I took was the one I made. So, I mean, but the other ones, I feel like I took pretty good shots, you know. Sometimes they're just not going to fall, but. You know.
Bottom line, 1-0 in conference play. That's the way you want to start off.
Exactly.
All right, I think we're good.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thank you, Taylor. Good stuff.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.